Welcome to the Spotlight Series. I'm your host, Scott Nerney. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like this, especially for all you Providence folks out there or people who may be interested in this special event. We have Joe here from the city of Providence. Tell us about PVD Fest. Welcome to the Spotlight Series.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Tell us a little bit about yourself before we talk about the event.
Sure. My name is Joe Wilson Jr., and I am originally from New Orleans, Louisiana, but I moved to Providence 20 years ago from New York City. I have spent 30 years of my life as a professional actor and director in the American theater. I've worked on and off Broadway and in regional theaters around the country, and what brought me to Providence was being asked to join the resident acting company at Trinity Rep. And so I was there for about 19 seasons before I was asked by the mayor to join his administration as the director of art, culture, and tourism for the city of Providence. So yeah, that's me. The department does so much work that I'm so proud of, and a piece of that is producing signature events. And we're in the middle of producing our signature event, which is about 3.5 weeks away. Not that I'm counting, or or the staff's
At
counting.
the time of the taping.
3.5 weeks away, and it's going to be incredible. PVD Fest is back. It's back to celebrate 10 years of activating in public space in downtown in Kennedy Plaza, and it's back downtown. It's going to be an incredible weekend of a celebration of the best of Providence, a celebration of also the artists that we really thought about the festival in keeping with the thought that there's so many folk who have been influenced by this festival. There's so many folk who this festival has been a platform for. There's so much important about the festival because activating public space is an important thing. It's an ancient act, going back to the Greek agora. It's like activating public space is important for a variety of reasons. The economic impact of this festival, the opportunity to platform these artists in this festival, but more importantly, getting the community a chance to come together and see the best of what it is. It's diverse, it's multi-generational, it's vibrant, it's loves to celebrate, and that's what PVD Fest is going to be back downtown this year.
And if I could rephrase all that in my own thought process, I know a lot of things that happen in Providence for arts and tourism, people think just organically happens. There's, people come to town, there's acts that come to town, there's shows that come to PPAC, there's Trinity Rep puts a show on, they do Christmas Carol. There's a lot of things that just happen. And I kind of look at PVD Fest as not just happening, it's more of a give back to the community. And I think that's what really, to me, makes it so special, that it's a thank you for everything that everybody does in the industry, outside the industry, fans of the industry. To me, that's what makes it so special.
You are correct. First of all, it's a free festival. It's a free festival where most of the budget, not most, a large chunk of the budget goes to supporting our creative arts sector and the adjacent sectors. And so it is, we feel it's I think about it as a love letter to the community, our creative community, and this mayor is so keen on us really telling a full story of the power of arts and creativity in community, not just as a feel-good story, but as an economic engine, as a part of our economic future in the city and in Providence and in this state. And so there's a variety of initiatives that we have, apart from producing PVD Fest, apart from being back downtown and allowing our businesses to really benefit from what that weekend will be. There's a wide breadth of work that the Department of Art, Culture, and Tourism is doing in terms of thinking about our creative economy at night. What is life at night? What is its actual economic impact? Its adjacency to our creative arts sector. What is happening in our creative arts sector? Is it most representative of the people who actually preside in this city and represent the culture and the lifeblood and the vibrancy in this city, telling that fuller story? But that's what PVD Fest as an event has been doing. PVD Fest started off as in collaboration with First Works, who's been a long-term producer, as a part of a NEA, National Endowment for the Arts grant around place keeping. It was called placemaking, but now we understand it as placekeeping. And that is basically the term is about investing in the culture that naturally exists in a place and we went through a period in this country, so I'm trying to think about the regional theater movement, where we were creating culture. We felt like we had to build the opera house or build the thing because that created status and the idea of us. But we understand culture in a different kind of way, that it's the people who live in the neighborhoods, the people who hold the stories, those legacies of displacement and gentrification and reunification, all that. That's an important part of the story too. But that's what PVD Fest is all about. That is sort of bringing people in this common space, claiming a space and having a relationship to it that you usually can't have. You can walk in the streets and you're going to see a gigantic crane hanging over Kennedy Plaza with this group called Eventi Verticale, which was they were a group that were a part of PVD Fest before, and doing this acrobatic dance extravaganza over the plaza. On the other end, you'll see our main stage of PVD Fest in front of City Hall. We're activating Burnside Park. Of course, that area will be all of our food trucks. Over 65 food trucks will be in that area. That's just Friday. And then Saturday, we blow it out.
Wait, there's more.
Oh, yeah. For Saturday, we blow it all out and shut down Washington and shut down Westminster and take over several spots in the city in parking lots. But our vendor village will be up and down Washington Street. We're really proud of the cultural heritage spaces that we're building out in the Snow Street lot for all of our cultural festivals, to be able to share who they are and what they are with the community. We're very proud of the partnership. For example, the AAPI community, they're bringing their mobile museum there. And, we have commitments for all kinds of cultural festivals that are the lifeblood of kind of the programming of the Agora, outdoors, public space in Providence in the spring and summer. And we're also proud of we're building out maker spaces this year. We're, artistic makers are the lifeblood of this region since they were building boats and making textiles and crafting jewelry. So it's not new to us. And so we're really leaning into that this year. We have lots of live art demos, live art battles. The Steel Yard will be out crafting stuff, and Gather Glass will be blowing glass. And we have all kinds of makers that'll be in spaces so people can actually come and get their hands dirty. So, and apart from, we have 8 stages that will be programmed. On Friday, we start at 5:30 and go until 9. And on Saturday, we start at 12 noon and go until 9 o'clock again. And then, of course, our downtown bars and restaurants will be activating and creating programming of their own. So it's going to be awesome. 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 Just we continue to hope that the rain holds.
I expect Mayor Smiley to put a proclamation out there for good weather. Is that not in the itinerary?
Or give a key to somebody.
You go.
I just thought that's a great idea. But to who?
So we talked a little bit about the music. I'm just going to look at my notes here. Italy's Eventi
Verticale. Yes, that's the spectacle that you'll see. They'll do 2 shows on Friday and 2 shows on Saturday. And it's going to be spectacular. It's the big thing about PVD Fest is you want to give people an opportunity. Of course, I work downtown, so I'm looking up all the time. And first of all, it's a beautiful city. I mean, the architecture it's just a beautiful city. And by adding, what the spectacle does, it gives people further reason. First of all, it adds this element of surprise, but it gives folks a further reason to look up and to just stand still and look up and feel a sense of wonder. That's, part of what we want this festival to be, because, we have all these different access points of our creative practices in this, music and creative arts and dance and crafting and, producing is an art, that it becomes a platform for all of these mediums, and they touch people in different ways. And so we want to find everywhere we can to touch as many people as we can. Some people get surprised by, seeing a busker coming down the street doing a thing or looking up, but it's about people taking up space and knowing that it's your city and that we can crawl all over it. We're painting all over it. We're giving it our voice in so many different vibrant ways. And I'm so bullish on Providence right now.
And it's not just for Providence residents thinking. You're asking residents from all over the state because
Absolutely.
Providence is the lifeblood of our state. And regardless of what my city, Warwick, would say, or Cranston, or Cumberland, or any other city. I mean, we call it the Rhode Island wave, but a lot of it ticks around
Oh,
the
absolutely.
downtown city. And now I think it'll be interesting. Even people from across the bay, way over like Tiverton, I'm talking to you, Newport, Jamestown. The bridge thing isn't a problem anymore. Just come on over.
It really isn't. Traffic is flowing. We're great, and I just really appreciate you saying that. I'm also serve in my capacity as the director of art, culture, and tourism on the board of the Providence Warwick Convention and Visitors Bureau, and so we are so fond of all the work that happens out here in Warwick and our incredible hospitality partners that partner with the CVB. But no, this is we see this as the state's, one of our signature arts festival moments, and the capital city is our capital.
And giving back.
And giving back,
really,
and giving back in terms of showing up and being present and witnessing. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful weekend, and we're very proud of it, and also really proud of the support by the mayor. And this, I think, what people don't. Not many cities produce festivals of this size,
or for free, or have 65 food trucks.
or that,
or talent,
and also celebrate local talent. But it is all persons hands on deck effort. Really starting in January, and the mayor has been so supportive, and acknowledging the tremendous amounts of time that it takes to do this. Not to mention with all the other things that we do, but activating public space is it's an important thing. And this festival has been an important thing for people. They've come to expect it as a moment that they can really feel like they all of us own public space. And I would say for everybody, for people who live in Providence, feeling like they own this space in a different kind of way. And then for people, as you rightly mentioned, who are coming from outside of Providence, specifically, in the rest of Rhode Island and Connecticut and Massachusetts, to get to see Providence in a way that's true and full and joyous.
And be presented to them versus going to the AMP for a Friars game or going to PPAC to see Hamilton, right. which are
very
things to do.
Wonderful. Please do those things.
Yes. But to see things presented to them that they've not seen or not experienced, or like you mentioned, Gather Glassware to multiple times, just to see that in action and then think, just today, that's a thing I could go do.
Let me tell you something. I think part of what you're speaking to, maybe I'm projecting, because I can talk about this all day, is a perception of what is the role or the importance of the creative arts sector. That it's not just about institution. And we tend to focus on institution, and I think that conversation gets tricky, especially when we talk about funding the arts and supporting the arts, because every institution has their own issues around finance and governance. I think that we can all safely agree that there's enough support for the arts and culture on state and local levels. It should be, if you took away arts and culture and called it, oil and gas, would you question about giving it some kind of support and subsidy? No, but we're actually not just talking about a subsidy. We're talking about, this is one of the biggest industries in our state, is our hospitality sector, arts and culture sector, and all the adjacency to that. And so, but what it's ultimately really about, it's about the people. It's not about the things that institution holds or that they produce. It's about the people, and it's about what people hold. People hold culture. And so how do we platform, those people? And so that's, I think the power of PVD Fest is you come to stand in the middle of your state capitol, and you get to see people doing things, but also recognizing the importance of the creative arts as not just a casual thing that we can afford or not afford to have, but as an important part. We're linked to restaurants and bars. People like to decouple like fine art with like, what happens at night with bars and restaurants and cabarets and then theaters thrown in there. It's sort of weird. It's just weird. And if we can learn to think about it as a whole sector, and think about it holistic, we'll understand that these are all creative people. Our design sector, and so it also helps us with messaging. I think I want to be able to say that as we lobby state government, lobby our local leaders to really lean into investing in this sector in a way that it should be, as not just a feel-good thing, but as a thing that is going to be a part of our economic viability and quality of life moving forward.
Right.
And that's what also I hope that PVD Fest can continue to do.
And if we borrow the governor's slogan, it's all that, right?
It's all that.
Yeah.
It is. The arts and culture in the sector are all that and more.
So tell us how people can get more information.
Yep.
Maybe some maps of what's happening where,
Yep.
times and dates.
Yep. Right now, the best place to get all information for PVD Fest is to go on pvdfest.com.
That's a good idea.
pvdfest.com, right? There you can volunteer if you wish. We need volunteers. There you can see all the press releases, all the information that we've released thus far about the festival. And eventually there you'll be able to see all of the artists that will be performing at the festival. So pvdfest.com is the absolute place to go for information at this point.
And you don't even have to print tickets at home because
it's free.
Free. We like free.
It's free. It's free. There'll be parking garages open. We encourage folk, because we have a large footprint downtown, we encourage folk to also ride share or, take public transportation if you can. But come on down. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful weekend.